thanks a lot for helping us with our research project today. We're interested in learning about emblems. They're different in different cultures. So although most cultures in the world do this when they mean yes and do this when they mean no, some cultures do not.
Well, today I will tell you about the culture that I grew up in, which is the Egyptian. We have a gesture for tomorrow. We do this.
This is tomorrow.
Yes.
I want that.
It gets better
Okay.
after tomorrow.
Distress.
This is fine. This is fine. But this is insulting.
Okay.
Among human cultures, gestures are as diverse as spoken languages. Very little appears to be universal. But when it comes to human emotion, researchers have found that there are amazing similarities between peoples. How we express our emotions might be the closest thing we have to a common language.
Surprise is the briefest emotion. You can't be surprised for long. I'm the source of the surprise here, and I just was fortunate enough that I had the camera up to my eye, and I was able to capture it.
In 1967, Oakland psychologist Paul Ekman set out to resolve a dispute over the nature of human emotions. Charles Darwin had written in 1872 that regardless of their culture, all people possessed the ability to express certain emotions in exactly the same way.
On the voyage of the Beagle, he spent 5 years going around the globe, and he found that wherever he went, he couldn't understand a word they were saying, but he thought he could understand their expressions. And so that suggested to him, these must be universal.
By the late 1950s, when Ekman finished his PhD in psychology, Darwin's view had largely faded into the background. Ekman's contemporary, renowned anthropologist Margaret Mead, argued that all human behavior, including our emotions, stems from our particular culture.
Everyone assumed Mead was right, because that fit the world view that dominated the West and the East. But I wasn't certain. And how could you be certain?
To put Darwin and Mead's opposing views to the test, it was important for Ekman to find an isolated culture.
I needed people who had seen no photographs, no film, no television, and few, if any, outsiders. So I could be certain it wasn't watching John Wayne rather than your evolutionary history that might be responsible for similarities.
Ekman managed to find the perfect group in New Guinea. Besides some contact with missionaries, the South Foray people lived in isolation. Ekman figured out an easy way to find out how the Foray expressed different emotions.
Show them 3 photographs, tell them a simple story, and just let them point to the photograph that fits it. So they would be told a story like, your child has died. Which of these 3 people's child has died? Just point. You're about to fight. Which of these 3 people? And in 4 or 5 weeks, we tested 5% of the culture. Enormous. And the results were resounding. Darwin was right.
Ekman confirmed that there are 6 universal emotions whose expression is recognized by people around the world: joy, anger, sadness, surprise, fear, and disgust. In the 1980s, he added contempt to the list.